champion who is willing to learn, work, and share, we want to work with you and help you navigate this highway to freedom straight to the top.
Okay, so that's our mission, ladies and gentlemen. We will get now into the Forex side of things. So we'll talk about Forex, that major industry, $5.3 trillion a day. Now, some of you may have heard of the word Forex. It's the actual name of it is the foreign exchange market. So we have a quick video that explains what is Forex.
If you have ever traveled to a foreign country, you may have needed to exchange your money. If so, you've already participated in Forex trading. Forex is the short form of foreign exchange. Well, Forex is a bit more than that. For example, companies buy goods from other countries. In order to buy them, they need to obtain the local currency first, just like us when going on holiday. The difference is they will exchange huge amounts. When these companies exchange these huge amounts, they will actually move the price because the demand for the currency that they need increases. When the demand increases, the price increases. With all this exchanging going on around the world, the exchange rates constantly move. This is how it works. When currencies are exchanged, they have a certain price, the exchange rate. As in any market, the price of a currency is determined by the law of supply and demand. If there are many people or companies that want to change euros into dollars, the price of the dollar will rise against the euro, and so the exchange rate will change. Let's use an everyday example to explain how you can actually profit from this. Say you live in Europe and went on holiday to the United States. Let's say that you changed your 500 euros into US dollars at the rate of $1.4 for every euro. You got 700 US dollars, but you do not spend any money at all. So you still have $700 after you come back. After the exchange rate moved from 1.4 to 1.3, instead of getting just 500 euros back, you actually get 538.5 euros. You have gained 38.5 euros simply from holding your money in dollars while the exchange rate changed. This is essentially how we trade in the Forex market. We buy a certain amount of a currency, hold on to it whilst the exchange rate moves, then change it back, making money along the way. How to decide when the right time to buy and sell is exactly what we teach you throughout the rest of our learning lessons. As you can imagine, traveling a lot and saving a bit of money on your holiday budget and then exchanging it, it's not really a practical approach to trading currencies. Fortunately, there is an easier way to do this. You can trade currency through online exchange offices called brokers. What this means is that you can exchange currencies online throughout the day and take advantage of the constantly fluctuating exchange rates. Just as in the example of when you went on holiday, you can buy different currencies and make a profit as the exchange rates change. This is trading the Forex market. Trading Forex online with a broker has many benefits. You can trade Forex from your home or anywhere that you have an internet connection. The Forex market never sleeps. It is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, and so can suit your daily routine. You do not need a huge budget to get started. As little as $150 is enough to begin trading and building your account over time. Of course, it will require some learning until you get there, but this is exactly what Tradimo is here for, to help you learn how to trade in a way that can suit your individual lifestyle, and to help you navigate your way through the Forex market.
Okay, so that gave you a little idea of what Forex is about. To recap, I want to pull up this chart right here. So as we take a look and we compare the Forex market to, let's say, the New York Stock Exchange, most people are familiar with the stock market. Well, the stock market has a daily turnover of $50 billion. As we look at the UK market, it has a daily turnover of $2.2 trillion. And then we have the big monster, the Forex market, which has a daily turnover of $5.3 trillion. So it's truly the largest money exchange that's out here as far as finances are concerned. Another beautiful part about Forex is that it's a 24-hour market. So today, the Forex went live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you have the opportunity to trade currencies 24 hours a day until 4 p.m. on Friday when it closes. It closes for, let's say, a day. On Saturday, there's nothing going on. Then again, Sunday, it opens back up. And again, you have the opportunity to trade 24 hours a day. Forex is a highly leveraged market. So for the amount of money that you put in to invest, the amount that they give you, not give you, but the amount that they leverage you in order to make money is great. For example, they have something what they call lots, or standard lots, mini lots, micro lots. So with a standard lot, which would be 1.00, that's actually worth $1 million worth of currency in the Forex markets. That's 1 to 1 million. It's a highly volatile market. So it's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement. So you have the opportunity to make a lot of money within a day's time. I had a little experience in the stock market, and generally with the stock market, when you put in an investment, you're looking long term. So I might buy a few shares of Rite Aid today, and I'm looking for that value of that company to go up over the next year or so, or the next few months, and I'll look to take my investment after that time. I could literally make a trade in Forex right now and wake up in the morning and pull profits because of how volatile that market is and how much leverage they give you to play with. There's 37 major currency pairs. For example, you have like the Euro versus the USD, which the guy was talking about on the video. Or you might can trade the USD versus the Swiss franc, or the USD versus the Japanese yen, or the USD versus the Mexican peso. But there's 37 major currency pairs. And what I really like about the Forex markets is at the bottom right here. You have the ability, when it says go long or short, think about the stock market. When you invest in a company, you are investing in hopes of that company is going to grow in value. As the company grows in value, then you're making more money. With Forex, it doesn't matter whether the currency value goes up or go down. You have the opportunity to make money as long as you're putting your position in the right direction. So if I'm looking for the market to go up, I would go put a buy. If I expect the market currency value to go down, I would sell. Because as we know, currencies are always fluctuating. The value of currencies are always going up and down, moving up and down. So it's just your ability to make the educated decision whether it is going to go up and down, and you still have the opportunity to make money in the Forex market, okay? So here on the Highway to Freedom, we've literally been trading for a little over a year now. And when we first started currency trading, it was more of an intimate group that learned how to trade together. When I say intimate, it was maybe about 9 or 10 of us trading, learning how to trade, taking the hits, the lumps, the bumps, making money, losing money, making money, losing money, until we found ourselves to be pretty consistent, where we had something worth talking about. We were starting, we were learning our craft pretty much. So the start of this year, January of 2017, the third week of January, we decided to open this platform out to the public because we weren't winning in such a way that we felt we could we had something to stand on, and we had something that we could help others out with as well. If you saw the mission, you see our mission is truly about helping as many people as we can. We live by the motto, if I can help enough people get what they want, then I can have anything in the world that I want. Now, the trouble with Forex is, as sweet as it is, and you have an opportunity to make an unlimited amount of money, believe it or not, 90 to 95% of the people who attempt Forex are not able to win consistently. That's really one of the problems with Forex because, it's only going up or down, but it can be very tricky. And we found that, through the process of learning, there were a lot of people who weren't able to maintain, and maybe they were losing too much money, and so they would get washed along the wayside. And we said we need a way that we can help people without them having to risk so much as they're learning this Forex market. So what we did, especially with today's time, I mean, 10 years ago, Forex was not really something open for the little man like me and you. I mean, you had to have at least $25,000 just to get started. It was really a game for big industries, like big banks would play this market. You know, you had to have a broker that would put in your trade, so that's another fee you're paying your broker. But with today, you could start with as little as $150, $200 and start trading. Even with applications like the one you see right here. This is called the MetaTrader 4, which you literally download on your phone. I mean, so many people are on our cell phones anyway with Facebook and different things of that nature. Well, you could start trading with a simple app like this, currencies, right off of your phone with the MetaTrader 4 app. And it's really become open, a game that anybody could start trading. They start learning how to trade. But again, it is open for anybody, but most people fail. So being that we started having that winning record, we were winning consistently, what we decided to do was open what they call a signals channel. Now with our signals channel, it allows somebody to come in, a novice who doesn't know anything about Forex at all, but it literally allows them to come in the game and start making money right away as they learn. So you have to learn as you earn. What we hear, you come in and you earn as you learn through our signals channel. So the way our signals channel works, what we do throughout the day, we have our master traders, our profitable traders, and you're playing follow the leader. So our signal channel might put out, like in this case right here, this is exactly like how it looks, because we are all connected through an app called Telegram. See, we're going back to those apps. Technology is great. So there's an app called Telegram that we're all in a chat group. We're able to communicate and talk with each other and ask questions and root each other on and motivate each other. Then we have a separate Telegram chat just for the signals. Nobody talks. It's just the signals that go out, and it allows, like I say, everybody to follow those signals. In this case right here, it says I'm selling the euro versus the Swiss franc. That's what the CHF stands for. We actually put the price where we're getting in the trade, and we put the amount of risk that you should take based on the amount of money that you have in your investment account. And with that, I mean, we've done amazing things. We've been able to help a lot of people, and we're getting amazing results through that signal channel. When it's time to close out the trade and take profits, we even put out a signal that says close. In this case, we closed the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We closed it out for 61 pips. Just to give you an example what pips are, with a standard account with us, if you closed out on 61 pips, you made $610. In this case right here, is that same euro Swiss franc. We closed out on 20 pips. So with a standard account, if you closed out on 20 pips, you made $200. This is at 547, this is at 558. So within minutes of each other, you're talking about $800 you potentially could have made by following our signals with a standard account. Okay, we'll break down the different type of accounts a little bit later in the presentation. But this just gives you an idea of how our signals channel works. So we literally have people who are busy, they're working, because it does require time to learn how to trade Forex. And not everybody has that time. They're working a 9 to 5. They have children. They have this. They have that. So folks are literally on their jobs, and the time that it takes them to get on Facebook and press like on somebody's post is the same time that allows them to get in a trade and start making money. We like to consider that turning your cell phone into an ATM machine. And like I said, we've opened this platform up since the 3rd week of January, and it's been uphill since then. Our community is growing, and everybody's just having success that's plugging in and taking our signals, okay? So I would like to give you guys an example of some of the testimonials. Let's see here. Here we go. Boom. So this is some commentations right out of our Telegram group. Like I said, within that Telegram, we're able to communicate with each other. So when we're winning, we talk about the winning. When we might be down in a trade, we talk about that as well. In this case, Lawrence, a young man that's on the team, he says, I just closed off 105 pips in the EUR AUD, securing another $742 in the bank. In 13 weeks, I've moved my account from $200 to $7,235. This was at the end of last year when he made that post. I'm so happy for Lawrence and proud to announce that at this point in time, that same $200, within 6 months, he's taken that account over $28,000. Okay? Just to give you the power of the Forex. Now, if I scroll down a little bit more, this was a young man on the team named Cali Kid, we call him. He said, I made $148 today on gold. Look for her pullback to be happening. I believe she's going to be dropping all week. Okay, and you can see his picture. He was very excited about that at the time. All right, we scroll down a little bit more. This is a young lady named Dottie Carol Robinson. Forex has me debating on quitting my job and becoming a full-time trader. Now, this post is out of our Facebook group. We also have a Facebook group that allows our team to communicate and share their profits, and folks that may be interested in joining our team, we invite them in our Facebook group so they can also see some of these testimonials and the great things that we're doing here. And like she said, she was debating quitting her job. Through investing, I turned a $120 account into $3,200 in less than 2 weeks. My mentor is willing to help additional people. Now, she's really cooking. I mean, 120 to 32, where do you get that type of return on your investment? And she kind of demonstrated some of her trades and how she's able to make that type of money right there. As I scroll down a little bit more, we have Mr. Earl Johnson. He's actually one of our leaders here. And he says, I'm trying to lay down for a minute, but I'm scared I'm going to miss an opportunity. And in that series of trades that he took that week, this was actually his first week trading with us. And like I said, all he had to do was follow the signals. He didn't really know much about trading in Forex, but he still was able to come out with a profit of $596, as we can see right there. And he was trading the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So these are some of the testimonials out of our Telegram group and our Facebook group. Now, these are a little bit older. Now, I see we have, and I didn't let these guys know I was going to call on them, but we have a young lady named Miss Alina. Alina, you on the line? Can you hear me, Alina? Okay, maybe she, Alina, who else we have? We have King Aziz. I see we have King Aziz on the line. King Aziz, are you able to, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can.
If you don't mind, and guys, I did not let these guys know that I was going to call on them to give a testimonial, so I'm putting them on the spot. But Aziz has been with us for a little while. I think he started trading with us in February. Aziz, if you could give us a little bit of your testimony on how it's going for you and where you currently are, where you started, I'd appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Well, basically, long story short, I started the exact on February 8th.
Okay.
And I was actually, to be honest with you, for full disclosure, I started off with $100, and my intention was actually to start off with a little bit with more than that. And I remember you telling me that just while I'm still skeptical on the fence, just do the $100 instead of putting more. You'll make the investment that you're going to put in before you know it. So like I said, long story short, I started on February 8th with a $100 investment. And as I look at my phone now, my account is up to almost $2,700. With trades going on right now in the blue, that if I close them out right now, there will be a more profit. So, that's what March, April, May, 3 months. I've almost, took a $100 account to 3,000.
Wow.
So and it will be at 3,000 the way it's going. It will be at 3,000 in a week to a week and a half.
Sweet. Awesome. Great testimonial. And Aziz is plugging in. Like he said, he was a little on the fence at first. And I said, hey, just start with the $100 and you're going to get to whatever you would have originally put it in there anyway. And he's doing an amazing job. I mean, you think about $100 to almost $3,000 within 2 or 3 months. Where do you get that type of return on your investment? What type of financial vehicle do you get that type of return on your investment? Not in a 401k. I have a friend of mine. He said, I put $10,000 in a CD. Within 3 months, they were proud to let me know that I made a 25 cents return on my investment. Okay? So awesome job, Aziz. Thanks for that testimonial. We also have Mark. Mark, you on the line. Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Mark is one of our newer guys as well. If you could just give us a little bit about your testimony on how things are going for you.
Well, sure, man. I'm happy to do that. So once again, my name is Mark, and I came on board back in April. I started in March, but I was doing some demos accounts. You know, like Aziz, I wanted to make sure that once I get in on the live trade, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I started with the demo accounts, and demo account did well with that. Then I say, you know what? Let me get in and start live trading. So I started live trading by the second week in April. And I made a mistake. When I got in there, start my live trading, everything I see was red. And I panicked. I said, wow, what's going on, man? I thought I was supposed to make the money here. And I closed everything out. Big mistake. So I called my mentor and I said, man, I closed everything out, man. Everything was in red. And he said, wow, what do you do that for? They're going to come back up. And I said, man, I panicked. I jumped the gun. And I said, all right. So no worries. A little after that, I just let everything stay then. My account now grows from, first and foremost, I had to make up the loss. I started with a $200 account, and I lost about $55 on my stupid mistake. Now I had to make that $50, that $55 back. And now I've made that $50 back, that $55 back. My account is now well over $400. I'm $2 short of $470 as we speak right now. And I'm telling you, this is fantastic. This is beautiful, man. I'm excited. Thanks for the opportunity, Shane.
Awesome, Mark. Thanks for that testimonial.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So you can see the power of the Forex market, the type of daily returns and return on your investment that you're able to make within a short amount of time. And the beautiful part about it is the more money that's in the account, the more money that it's going to make back for you. Really, our goals here are to earn on an average of 5% per day, 25% per week, and obviously that would turn out to be doubling your account on a monthly basis. And it really goes down to the more money that's in there, because we like to focus on percentages. You know, different people have different backgrounds. It's going to allow them to start with different type of investments. But it doesn't matter if you started off with $200 or $2,000. We focus on the percentages. And we are doing pretty good at that, you know, doubling those accounts and averaging that 5% per day. Anybody that's in our Facebook group, you can hear the folks come in and talk about, I got my 8% today, or I got 27% for the week, because we understand the power of compounding money. So just to give you an idea, now we talked about pips earlier, and to be able to earn that average at 5% per day, 25% per week, doubling these accounts on a monthly basis, we need to be able to earn 250 pips per week in order to stay on course with doing that. And as we can take a look, this is our record over the last 17 weeks that we've opened this platform out to the public. And as you can see the numbers, 250, 648, 479, 306, 446. You can see these numbers hitting over that 250 mark. I mean, there are weeks that we take a little bit, like here we did 138 pips that week. Then we bounced back with 420. Then that next week was 782. We came with 286, and I think last week we hit out 96 pips. A little bit slower of a week for us. But still in all, we are averaging well over that 250 pips that we need to be able to double our accounts on a monthly basis. If you take a look at this, we're talking about 6,602 pips that we've earned within the last 17 weeks. That puts us at an average of 388 pips per week. Guys, with a standard account, because a standard account is about $10 a pip, with a standard account with us, we're talking about you would have made about $66,000 within the last 17 weeks. So you heard Mark talk about when he took a loss, he closed out of some of those trades. And honestly, in Forex, part of Forex is being comfortable with losing. You know, you have a lot of experts that will say, well, you have to be just as comfortable as taking a loss as you have to be with taking a win. So yes, we've taken some losses. If I take a look up here and I go up, okay, we have a week right here where we took a loss for 26 pips that week. If I go up a little bit more, we had another week where we took a loss for 25 pips. If I go up a little bit more, then we had another week where we had a loss for 8 pips. So out of 6,602 pips that we won, guys, we've only taken 59 pips worth of loss. Now, I know some of you are brand new to Forex and know nothing about it, but that's unheard of in Forex. We're talking about 0.89% loss to win ratio, not even a percentage of losses, not even 1%, 0.89%. So when you hear Mark excited and Aziz excited, you can see where that energy is coming from. When you hear the post telling people about thinking about quitting their jobs, you can see where that passion, that energy is coming from. You can even hear it in my voice, I'm sure, because we're truly excited about the things that we're doing here. And it's almost like a blessing because we opened this platform out and we knew we were good, but I mean, the results that we're getting, they're even exceeding what we expected because we were only looking for 250 pips per week. All right. So that's the Forex side of things. And like I said, it gives you the opportunity to come on and follow the trades of our proven signal callers and make money on the go. Literally turn your cell phone into an ATM machine while you're doing whatever you're doing. You could be working, spending time with the family. Aziz was just out in, I think it was Puerto La Vuelta, Mexico, in the swimming pool, making money from his cell phone on vacation. And we also have a platform that allows you to learn how to trade as well. And we get into that a little bit more as we go. So we don't want to just have you following your whole Forex career. We do provide the education. But the most important thing is you start making some money. Because we realize that if you're not making money right away, then some of the people are going to fall off. All right? So that's the Forex side of things. And now you guys did hear me talk about, and if I pull up my chart again, the cash flow quadrant by Robert Kawasaki, and we can see that Forex side of things is the investor quadrant. When we talk about investing. Now we're going to talk about what allows us to earn passive income on the highway to freedom. Now, what we did, we partnered with a company called National Wealth Center. National Wealth Center. National Wealth Center is an affiliate company. Some of you guys may be familiar with network marketing. This is more what they call affiliate. So the reason we partnered with National Wealth Center, I mean, the platform we have, it costs $100 a month in order to receive the signals. And myself and the leadership, we could have easily said, all right, set it up where everybody pays our corporation $100 a month and you receive those signals. That'd have been great for the leadership. We'd have made, good money that way as well. But if you remember our mission statement, our mission is truly about helping everybody become financially free. Nobody here, as far as the leadership is concerned, we don't like to look at ourselves above anybody else. We like to look at everybody who joins our platform as leaders. We're all leaders. You might not be a leader in the Forex, but you're a leader in some aspect of your life. Usually that's why you have that type of thinking that you have when it comes to knowing that it's important to learn how to put your money to work. So we're all leaders. And so we use National Wealth Center because it literally allows folks to come in, they pay their $100 membership, but they also in a position to become a business owner. Now, what do you mean by that, Shane? Well, let's say Aziz comes in, he made his investment, he paying his $100 every month to receive the signals. And that's $100 every month, right? That's money out of his pocket that he's paying out for those signals. Literally, if Aziz takes on our philosophy that if he can help enough people get what they want, he can be able to have anything in the world that he wants. That's our philosophy. That's our mission. Well, if he buys into that enough where he can share this opportunity with one other person, Aziz literally breaks even. because the person that he invites to the opportunity, they're not paying Highway to Freedom Incorporated. They are paying Aziz Incorporated. Okay? I'm going to say that again. If Aziz invites one person to this opportunity that he wants to help see the type of returns on their money through the power of the Forex, that person does not pay Highway to Freedom Incorporated. That person pays King Aziz Incorporated. And that literally puts everybody on an even playing field. Now, the second person that Aziz invites would pass up to Aziz's sponsor. The third person that Aziz invites goes directly to Aziz. So now Aziz is actually earning $100 from sharing the opportunity. The fourth person that Aziz invites passes up to Aziz's sponsor. Now, from the fifth person to infinity, the fifth to infinity goes directly to Aziz. So that means if Aziz shares that opportunity with 20 people after he passes up only 2, Aziz is earning an extra $1,800 a month that have nothing to do with the Forex. If he invites 50 people, that's an extra $4,800 a month. And if he invites 100 people, that's an extra $9,800 a month that Aziz is earning through the affiliate side alone, just from helping as many people as he can. And the beautiful part about it, everybody that Aziz helps, they have the same opportunity to do the same thing. Now, as you come here, we're not all about recruiting. You know, there's 1,100,000 network marketing opportunities. I mean, even in the insurance industry, they have network marketing with Prime America. And, you know, even in Forex, you know, they have network marketing and potions and lotions and Amways and thises and that's and the third. And most people, when you bring up network marketing, they get like that kind of, oh no, man, because they've been approached before when it comes to network marketing. And people like, they've been there, they've done that. But the beautiful part about it, and usually what's turned people away from network marketing, is they don't want to get out there and have to sell products. And the other thing that turns people away from network marketing that I've found, because I've tried network marketing, because I've always been in a position where I'm trying to do whatever I can to stay away from the J-O-B. I'm trying to do whatever I can to become financially free. So I've definitely dabbled with network marketing. And the other thing is, with network marketing, generally, your success is determined by the efforts of other people. And we all know how hard and frustrating it can be to try to get other people to move. You know that saying, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. It seems like people don't want water these days. So the beautiful part about what we have is you don't have to worry and focus and stress out about trying to build some awesome organization just to make money, because you still have the Forex market. So whether you invite one person or not, you're still making money. So generally the people that's on our team, they're more nonchalant about recruiting. If somebody came to you tonight and tried to offer you an opportunity here, it's not because they're starving for your $100. It's because they generally want you to be on their team. They genuinely see the power in what we're doing here and can see you, you know, doing an awesome job with us as well. All right, so that's kind of like what separates our affiliate company from just general network marketing. That's what gives it a different feel, because we're not starving for people to join us. We know we're going to win no matter what. And that tends to have more people come a little more effortlessly, because they can kind of feel the vibe, you know, like, oh, this guy's not starving, he's winning regardless, okay? But for those of you who do see the power of residual income, because there are those who are pretty good at recruiting, or pretty good at helping others, or pretty good at, you know, bringing people onto the opportunity. If you do see the power of residual income or that passive income, we have an awesome opportunity for you to do that as well. There's no network marketing company that I've come across where you're going to get 100% commissions. That's going to go from member to member. Usually those commissions have to be divided up to pay for the products, and a part has to go to the corporation and things of that nature. No, it's all about you. It's not about Highway to Freedom Inc. It's about you incorporated, okay? Now, some of the other great facets of National Wealth Center, they also have what they call a savings plan. As we know, a part of making money is saving money. So you're literally able to let me see if I can pull up mine real quick, just so you guys can see an idea how it looks. So yeah, we have this savings plan where you're able to literally download an app. You might be familiar with Yelp or some of these apps where you, okay, let's see what popular links. Computer's a little bit slower. Well, I'll just talk it out for you. You may be familiar with Yelp, where you're able to download links and download an app and whatever deals may be in the area as far as food is concerned. I think Yelp is about food. Well, with this application, you're able to download. Let's say you're going out to eat. For example, one of our guys, he went to Red Lobster a few weeks ago. He literally put in his zip code, looked for the nearest Red Lobster, and he was able to save, I think it was 10% on his meal just because he's a member of National Wealth Center. They have it for the gym. If you're going to like Curve, they have a connection with Curves. So if you're a member of Curve, you're able to get a discount on your gym membership. There was another young man, he was getting an oil change at Jiffy Lube, and he put it in his application, and he was able to save, let's say, 15-20% on his oil change. So they have over 330,000 different major vendors that National Wealth Center is connected to, where you're able to take advantage of savings as well. Because like I said, part of making money is saving money. One of the other benefits of National Wealth Center is that they have, let me see if I can pull that. It's not reacting. Okay, so one of the other benefits is they have, like on the $100 wealth creation, there's a lot of education that they give you about how to be on top of your money and tax benefits and advantages, and everything information that you need to know about creating wealth. That's originally what National Wealth Center opened this platform up for, is to give folks information about money management. They have a self-development level at $25. They have a business development level at $50. The only thing we're focused on here with our group is the $100 wealth creation. So you're able to tap in your back office and get a ton of information that talks about wealth creation. Most people, I'm gonna tell you the truth, most people, they come in, they pay their membership, but they're all Forex. They're all about the signals and taking those signals in their on their computers or their cell phones. But at least you know that you do have access to that as well. It's just great information and material that you're able to have access to. Okay, so that's the affiliate side of our opportunity, married with the Forex side of our opportunity, which allows you to put yourself, as we go back to this chart, allows you to put yourself on the right side, literally the right side of this cash flow quadrant, if you want to call it that, or the whole where you want to be. This is financial freedom on this side. This is being stuck to something, whether you're stuck to your job or whether you're the employee and stuck to those jobs, still stuck to a job. Over here, we're talking about money is working for you. On this side over here, we're talking about you're working for money. So with no further delay, I have the privilege of passing the next segment of our webinar over to one of my partners I have the pleasure of working with. He's going to wrap it up for us. Mr. Femi is a very sharp brother. He's an awesome Forex trader as well. Me and him digging the charts a lot and plan out what we're going to provide for the teams. And he has an extensive background when it comes to financial education. And it's just really been a pleasure. I've seen like every time I talk with him, I learn something new. So Femi, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Awesome, Femi. Take it over.
All right. I appreciate that. Like Shane said, we work together in different capacities, and it's definitely the powerful thing when you have someone on the same level, on a like mind, looking to actually basically get to different goals together, because you just do better things when you're with the team. So Shane was one of the first persons I ever heard talk about, one team, one dream. So what I'm going to do tonight, when you get a chance, Shane, let me get to share. What I'm going to do tonight is actually, I'm going to show a video, and inside the video, it's basically going to go over, like I put in the Telegram, it's going to go over the concept of the new rules of money. Some people may say, what were the old rules? But you'll kind of get it once I show the video itself. And I'm going to go over a couple of things that you guys could kind of recap on and see how it can be related to everyday life, because I put a little assessment together based off the video itself. So with no further ado, I'm actually going to go into a couple of things of exactly how people make Forex consistently, because it is a system. It's not just out of the air that we do this. So we track everything here at the Highway to Freedom. One of my favorite quotes is, if it can be tracked, it can be changed. So tracking things, especially in business, is super important, especially if you're trying to get to a goal, because no one just gets in the car and just starts driving. They need to have a destination. How they're going to get there? Left turn here, right turn, get off at this exit, and then voila, you're at the destination. So we definitely believe in that same concept with the business that we run, and we do it in a very concise way. I'm going to get in a little bit into that, and then I'm going to wrap everything up for the evening. So let me just get into this real quick and take it from there.
Hello, my name is Robert Kiyosaki, and I'm best known for a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I published in 1997, and it has been on the New York Times bestseller list and bestseller list all over the world for, I think, nearly 7 years, which is, if I may say so myself, quite an accomplishment. My other book, the latest book that just came out in 2008, is How to Increase Your Financial IQ. And in these economic, volatile times, I really think increasing this, your number one asset, your IQ, is especially important today. So what I'm going to be talking to you about is something I call the new rules of money. And before I go into the new rules, I'll just explain why they're new rules. The rules of money changed first in 1971 when President Nixon took us off the gold standard, and second in 1974 when ERISA was passed. And ERISA now is known as a 401k. The reason ERISA is so important, or 1974 is so important, it meant to all employees that you no longer had a paycheck for life. The company was not going to take care of you for the rest of your life. So 1974 meant you had to now sort of save and invest enough money so that you could afford to pay yourself a paycheck for the rest of your life. So that's why after 1971 and 1974, the rules of money changed. So before I go into the new rules, I'd like to go into the old rules. Prior to 1971, the old rules were: go to school, get a safe, secure job. The second was work hard to earn more money. 3, save money. 4, buy a house. 5, get out of debt. 6, invest for the long term. And in most people's cases, they invest in mutual funds. And 7, diversify. So those are the old rules. And when I talk to even young people today, people under 20 years old, they still the same thing. I'm going to school, I got a safe, secure job. I'm going to work hard to make a lot of money. I'm going to save money. I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to get out of debt. I'm going to invest for the long term in mutual funds. And I'm going to diversify. Those are the old rules. What I'm going to go into today are the new rules. And again, the new rules came in after 1971 and 74. So let me talk about the new rules. Let's take this word here, school. Before 1971 and 1974, you could just go to school and get a job and all those types of things. But today, after 1971 and 74, people need to know you need more education than the school systems provide. For example, one type of education our schools provide for is a thing called academic. And I don't spell very well, so if I misspell something, let me know. But academic means reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's very important. Rule number 2 you have to learn in school is professional. So, you know, after I graduate from high school or college or whatever it is, do I go on to law school or to go to trade school, become a plumber, or to learn to be a webmaster, whatever it is? So it's academic and professional education. This is also very important. Our schools do a pretty good job of that. The third type of education that's important after 1971 and 74, the third is financial education. And this is why people are in financial trouble today. Because our school systems have very little, if any, financial education. And the only kind of financial education many school teachers are teaching kids is stuff they know, which is get a safe, secure job, work hard, save money, get out there, invest in a house, and invest in mutual funds. That is inadequate financial education today. And the Rich Dad Company is an educational company that provides financial education appropriate to these times. So that's the first set of new rules. The new rule is after 1971 and 74, we all need more financial education and invest in our greatest asset, our minds, for increasing our financial IQ. So the advantage I had in my life was my poor dad was an academic guy. He was a PhD.
So I'm going to stop the video here. And I'm actually going to fast forward a little bit because the video is longer, so I couldn't be able to show the whole thing. But I'm going to go to another key part of this video about the new rules of money. So he obviously gave a summary of why there are new rules of money based off exactly what he talked about. That, you know, companies no longer, a lot of companies do not give a guaranteed pension, and that the dollar is no longer tied to anything. That's why things go up. That's why we have a, you know, English muffin was probably like 20 cents back in the 60s, and now it's like $4 and something cents. It's based off the fact of what he said there about Nixon taking us off the gold standard. So I'm going to fast forward, like I said, a little bit to another key point that I want to bring up. Then I'm going to come back to you guys, recap, go into how this is related to the highway to freedom, and wrap this thing up for you guys. Okay? So let me fast forward over, and then we're going to take it from there.
And good debt for debtors who have volatility, because I'm basing all of your financial intelligence and bad debt and why savers are losers and debtors are winners. Okay, and the old rule of money is invest for the long term, and most people say invest in mutual funds. I personally don't invest in mutual funds, and most people, it's not a bad idea. But if you want higher returns with less risk and less taxes, then you have to first invest in your financial intelligence. So mutual funds have its place for most people, but I personally don't invest in them. And I'll go into why. So when somebody says invest for the long term, one of the problems I have with that is, what does that mean? Because that's the old rule. The new rule is you have to know the difference between buy, sell, and fool. And so when I'm buying and selling something or investing, this is the difference for me, okay? When I buy, let's say, a house or an apartment house, I buy it long. That means I want to hold on to my real estate forever. But what I do is I sell it every 30 days to my renters. So I hold the property forever. All these guys who are flipping property, the problem with flipping property is that you have capital gains tax all the time. You lose in money to taxes. It doesn't make sense. So buying, let's say, an apartment house, I have, let's say, a 500-unit apartment house today, and I started off with little individual houses. You know, the rule for getting rich is monopoly: 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. So I started with small houses, and today we have big apartment houses, big commercial buildings, things like this. But the principle is the same, whether it's a small house or a big house. So I buy it. I intend to hold it forever. I'm going to pass it on for generations, but I sell it every 30 days. The same with oil. The other day I was filling up my gas tank and I got really upset. It cost me $72 to fill my tank of gas. And the reason I was upset because I was a buyer of gas. But then I went home that afternoon and I found oil hit approximately $140 a barrel. So then I was happy again. You see, on one side I was a buyer, which I was unhappy, but as a seller of oil, I was happy. So this is my point here. If you're going to be rich in life, the reason most people are poor is because they're primarily buyers with very little to sell. You know, that old advice I talk about financial education, go to school and get a job. So let's say you sell your time, sell it for $25 an hour. If that's all you've got to sell, you're not getting ahead because the Federal Reserve keeps printing money faster and faster. You have to work harder and harder, then you get taxed harder. So if you're going to be rich, the thing my rich dad taught me was you have to have something to sell every single month. So every single month, I'm selling my apartments, my units for 30 days at a time. I'm selling my oil, on the open market. And you look at what I did, even though I flunked out of high school twice and I couldn't write, and I really couldn't spell, because when I write a book, I write it once, but I sell it in 100 different languages throughout the world. So every quarter, I'm getting a paycheck. So to be rich, it really understands the new rules of money requires you to know when you're buying, when you're selling. And that is essential to being rich today. Now, when I talk about the fool, it's called the greater fool theory. So like being a real estate guy, I go out there and somebody says to me, oh, this house is $100,000. But next year, it'll be worth $200,000. Generally, that's what's, what do you call those guys? Real estate brokers or mortgage brokers or stock brokers. My rich dad said the reason they're called brokers is because they're broker than you are. So they're telling you to buy this stock or this house because the price will go up. Again, that's capital gains, not cash flow. And then you become the greater fool. The people, unfortunately, who are hurting financially today in the housing market, they were the greater fool. They bought the idea that the price of real estate would keep going up. Well, as you and I all know, prices go up and prices go down. So if you're going to, the new rules of money and financial intelligence and your financial education requires you to know to be balanced, be both buyer and seller and not be the greater fool. I say it again. When I fill up with gas, I get angry because I'm a buyer, but I'm happy because I'm also a seller. If you're going to be rich, you should be selling more than you're buying. One last thing is the one reason I really don't care much for mutual funds is because I don't know if you're the buyer or the seller or the fool, but I'll make that decision. If you're the investor, then you put up 100% of the money, and I think you take 100% of the risk. It doesn't make sense to me. Same as you put money in the bank. And the mutual fund company, they put up 0% of the money, but what they get is 80% of the returns. So this is why I really don't recommend, but it's good for most people. Put your money in a mutual fund and just let it sit there. But what happens is you take 100% of the risk, you only get 20% of the returns, and you put up 100% of the money. That doesn't make sense to me. That's why I like to use debt, good debt as leverage and things like this. But again, this is your greatest asset right here. So I don't just blindly invest for the long term. I don't park my money. And the reason I don't park my money in the bank is because it said in 1971, the US dollar stopped being money and it became a currency. The word currency means current. You must keep your money moving. The people who are losing financially today are people who are parking their money in long-term things like savings account and mutual funds. That's good for the average person, it's good for the average investor, and it's better than nothing. It's better than being poor. But you're not getting ahead with old information, old rules of money. I'll just pass this last thing along for those of you who say, well, I don't want to be an investor, it's too much work. I understand. It was years ago, a friend of mine, a friend of mine says, what would you say to the average investor? And my friend, who's a very rich man, said, what I say to the average investor is, don't be average. Because today, in this high volatile environment, the average people, the middle class, getting wiped out. So Those are the new rules of money. You don't invest for the long term. You have to know when to buy, when to sell, and when not to be a fool.
Okay, so I hope you guys got something out of that. To me, there's more rules to obviously the new rules of money, but to me, that is a very key one. How this relates to the opportunity is huge, because here on the Highway to Freedom, it's not just all about Forex. We believe in encompassing a whole financial education along with self-development to basically get a group of people together with like-minded thoughts that we can do and accomplish bigger things later down in the road. This is how basically other ethnic groups get ahead. They basically pool their money together. Some in the West Indies call it the susu, if you've ever heard of that. But the bottom line is that whenever you have like-minded people in the room, whether they like each other or not, and they have that capital and they agree on doing a project, that's basically like a bank. There's no difference than what the bank does. One of the key things that I want to point out in that video, Robert said most people sometimes they shy away from being an investor. You are an investor if you have money in the bank. Trust me, because I've worked at several banks. You know, actually went to school for economics, so I worked at a couple of banks. I've worked at JP Morgan. I've even worked at Deutsche Bank. Every time someone deposits their money at night, they take that money at night, reinvest it in euro, the European market. Basically, when we're closing down, they're opening up because of the time difference. They get that percentage increase by taking all the money that was collected in the bank that day, checks, deposits, payments, whatever. They wire it over to Europe, like I said, get a particular interest rate, and wire it back in the morning. And this is unbeknownst to you. And then they have the nerve to actually give you 0.0001 for the year when they're making money off your money every single working capital day. So whether people realize it or not, you are an investor. You're basically an unsecured investor because basically you're not getting any of that percentage that the bank is using for you parking your money in their bank. Notice what he said. Once Nixon took us off the gold standard, meaning that gold for every dollar, that it had to be backed by a physical amount of gold. Basically, it's like you cut the kite. If you cut a kite and the string is dangling, it can go anywhere up in the air. And that's exactly what happens to food prices. That's exactly what happened to gas prices, as you can see, since 1974. So this is a very huge thing that people sometimes, you know, just think that, you know, inflation is something that came out of the blue. So those are two key things that I wanted to actually point out about the new rules of money. Like I said, there's other rules of money, but those are the two key things. So I'm going to recap my summary of what I heard and got from that video and how it relates to the Highway to Freedom. So as it says here, Highway to Freedom, the lane that leads to freedom. The rules of money, the buy, sell, or fool. So these are everyday things that, you know, we have to do. What are we buying? We're buying food, we're buying clothes, we're buying gas, we're buying taxes and all kind of taxes. If you have a house, you know you have property tax, then you have sales tax, then you have personal taxes. So I couldn't even put all the taxes that we have here. We know that we're paying them. Once again, we have inflation because we got cut from the gold standard in 1974. And by the way, if anyone ever looks that up on YouTube, President Nixon said, by the way, we were just going to do this temporarily. And we're still off of it today. So that's a long time to be temporary. So I'll let you, you know, chew on that for a minute. Because when he made the speech publicly, he said, we're temporarily going off the gold standard. and it's now 2017. We're still off the gold standard. And yes, things are still rising. Okay. Because certain things that we pay for in this society, even 10 years ago, they're not the same price. They have gone up. We're also paying for healthcare in more than one ways. So obviously now with, healthcare being a big subject, if a person does not have insurance, they got the nerve to charge you. So what if I, want a holistic doctor and I don't want to go to the medical doctor? They're charging me for not having their type of insurance. So once again, you're a buyer of healthcare. We're also paying for welfare. If you're working, all those deductions on the left-hand side, FICA, MICA, TICA, SICA, all of those things on the side go to make up certain parts of welfare. We're obviously paying for Social Security, which I'm sure you've heard in the news with the kind of debt that we're bringing on. Who knows if we'll collect that? And then, of course, we're paying for either an apartment or our home. So one of the key things Robert Kiyosaki said in that thing is you must be selling more than you're buying. So I think this is pretty self-evident. The only thing most people are selling, because they only have one stream of income, is their hours for dollars. And as you can see here, you got several things here on this left-hand side, and it's definitely not more than the sell column. So the big difference is that this column here has to be able to compensate all of this. And it's the other way around. That's why people are losing. This is not complicated. You have so many things that you need to buy, but you're only selling one thing, your hours for dollars for the most part. That is a reverse formula if you want to get ahead in this lifetime. Then we're also being fooled to help us think that this is the system that we should stay in. So I'm not calling anyone here a fool on the line. I'm saying that the system has fooled us ever since 1974 because we believe that the pension is going to be there. We believe the 401k is going to be there. 2008 should have showed you that because in 2008, many people lost their 401k and had to start from the beginning again. I'm talking about they had $300,000, $400,000, and when the stock market went down in 2008, they had $100,000 just like that in a very short period of time. And some people have not even to this day, 2017, recovered back what they lost in 2008 from their 401k. So this is now a system that fools us because why? There's no financial education. So without education, someone can be easily fooled. So notice what I'm saying there. I'm not calling anyone on the line a fool, but without education, people can be easily fooled. So a lot of people said, if you think education is expensive, you better try the price of ignorance. So financial education is the key thing here because we're not just looking to make, people money in the Forex market. We want them to have the financial IQ to handle that money. Because as many songs say, sometimes more money, more problems. And I will show evidence of that. Stay tuned. Stay on these Sunday webinars because I have a lot to say in reference to this. The third thing here is the government caretaker theory. We're being fooled in thinking that the government is going to take care of us. The Social Security is going to be there when we're ready to retire. Or, if we're having a rough time, we can just get food stamps and it's always going to be there. That is not a smart way to think. Not at all. Because government officials, as you can see in many administrations, both recent and in the past, have showed examples that, they're really about themselves. So basically right here, this is the old way of money. Basically, when you're buying plenty and you're selling nothing and being fooled by the system, you will only end up average or middle class for the most part. The new way, the way that we promote on the highway to freedom is that you do have something to sell. You can add something in here, and I'll add it right now. You can sell the opportunity, okay, of the highway to freedom, as Shane stated about, by actually inviting people to this webinar. They not only get an education, even if we don't think they're the right fit for this opportunity, as they would say, they're going to learn something today though. So at the end of the day, the amount of money that's in Forex can actually compensate this column finally. And then the education, to me, is also priceless, which just comes along for the ride when someone is obviously invited and actually able to get onto the highway to freedom based off if it's a right fit or not. The new way, the way that the highway to freedom promotes, is you're selling plenty, meaning you're selling the opportunity, you're selling the fact that you can go into the Forex market. And one of the key things that Robert said, after 1974, money became currency. What's the derivative of the word currency? Current. So if you're parking your money somewhere and it's not getting an interest rate, then inflation is going to eat away at that money. So if you have currency in your pocket with these dead presidents on it now, you have to keep it moving. What do I mean by that? Keep it moving with an interest rate, gaining you money every single day, because inflation does not stop. So your money cannot stop either. So the new way is selling plenty, taking the profits from that selling in order for you to take care of your everyday needs, and then obviously get ahead, increase your financial IQ, and that leads to being upper class or wealthy and beyond. So how do we do this? As Shane alluded to, in the Forex market, we have different lot sizes. Depending on what you start your account at, you can trade at 10 cents per pip, $1 per pip, or $10 per pip. This is where we want to get to, which is a standard lot. So let me just show you briefly how one gets there. So we came up, like I said, we like to track everything in the highway to freedom. This is called the P394X spreadsheet. And it basically tells you if I start my account with $200 or if I started with $100, it doesn't matter. This particular customized worksheet is going to show you what dollar amount that you're looking to get to and when. So if I started it with 200, which is basically what we recommend. So here it is, May 14th or what have you, and it's Sunday, but I just, was off on the dates here. But bottom line is May 14th, I start with 200. We're looking to get 5% per day. Like Shane said, it's a $5.3 trillion opportunity per day. We're only looking to escape with 5%. I think that's reasonable. In this case, if I started with 200, that's a $10 profit. So my 200 plus the 10 becomes 210. Then I take that 210, and then now it becomes 220. I get another 5% the next day, and now it becomes 231, and so on and so on. So if I started this account with $200 originally, and then I keep going on as the month goes on in May. At first, I probably started obviously with the micro lot, which means I'm trading at a certain amount of cents. Then I start and I get to a mini lot. Then I start trading at $1. And then as you can see, my profit per day is getting increased. And I continue on until eventually, as this thing is growing, I get to a $10,000 amount. At $10,000, I can start basically trading at $10 per pip or unit, if you're unfamiliar with Forex, but that allows me now to get higher dollar amounts per profit. So based off that, it took me basically 82 days to get to this $10,000 amount, which is not bad at all, because I know for sure the bank is not giving it out like that. And the bank is controlling your money versus you're in control with this opportunity. So basically, this is where we're trying to get to a standard lot. And as you can see, I went from making in the beginning only $10 a day, and 82 days later, obviously making much higher returns when I started going with a standard lot, which is $10 per pip. And this can get pretty exciting. As you can see, when you get about 90 days into it, you're about 15,000 up. So this is all about a process, but we also like to track this process because this is the only way that we know that we're going to success. So let me just jump back in here and actually just wrap this up. Based off everything that you heard tonight, I only have 3 questions, okay? We heard, obviously, that there are new rules to money, whether you knew that or not. It doesn't matter. Now you do. My questions are this. Whoever invited you on that line obviously saw something in you that may say that this could be a right fit for you, depending on what your current, economic status is. You could be wealthy. I believe that you still got something out of tonight's webinar. So the bottom line is that we also like to vet people to see if it's a right fit. So Shane actually spoke about getting a pen and paper in the beginning of the webinar. This is the time to actually utilize it, as besides any notes that you were taking in the meantime. I want you to copy down these 3 questions because the person who invited you on the line is actually going to call you back and actually find out the answers to these questions. And how you answer basically kind of tells us a little pre-summary if this is a right fit for you. So the first question is, does your money wake up before you? Or do you have to wake up to make money? Is another way to put it. Does your money wake up before you? Before you hit that alarm clock, is your money up, working out, stretching, hitting the road? The second, does your money work for you when you're not? So if I want to take off tomorrow, lazy Monday, or I'm not feeling well, or heck, I heard it's going to be 80 degrees or something, and I want to go to the beach. Am I still going to make the same amount of money if I do those activities and don't report into someone else's dream? Ask yourself that. That's the second question to write down. The third, many people work overtime, but does your money work overtime for you? And if so, how many times per week? Is it lazy money? Does it only work overtime every second Tuesday of the month? What kind of overtime is your money making out there for you, if any at all? So there's no right or wrong to these questions, but I'll give you a hint. If your answer is no to all 3 of these, I personally would consider definitely having a serious conversation with the person that invited you onto this line. Because what that means is, as I go back up to it, if it is no, that means you're under the old way of money, which means that average or middle class is a place where most people usually end up. And it's see, the thing about being in the middle class, which is dangerous, you're only one level away from going to a high level, or one level of actually dropping below into a poverty level. It takes the same amount of effort to go up than to go down. So you might as well go up and join the upper class and now put yourself in what I call a safer zone, if that makes sense to you. That's why sometimes being in the middle of anything could kind of be dangerous, or what they say, being on the fence. You might as well go up, put yourself in a safer zone, and allow yourself to actually really prosper off the new way of money. I just want to thank you guys for listening. My name is Femi Odenisi, and I'm definitely on the highway to freedom, and I'm definitely looking for a company, if it's the right company. Thanks for listening. You guys have a blessed day, or blessed evening, I should say. And definitely, once again, happy and blessed Mother's Day to all the mothers on the line and all the mothers in your family, because I believe mothers are the foundation of any family, along with fathers. But mothers obviously give us life. Thanks for listening. Shane, take it away.
Awesome presentation, Femi. Now you guys can see why I say it seems like every time I talk to this sharp man, it seems like I learned something new. That was a great presentation. All right, guys. So usually at this point in time, there's 3 different types of people that we will come across. And that's that A person that says, oh man, I see the opportunity. I like what I see. I'm ready to go on. Shane, shut up so I can talk to my person who invited me on and I can get started. Then there's that B person who says, okay, I see it. You know, I like what I'm hearing, but I got a few questions. And like we said, you will have an opportunity to have those questions answered when the person who invited you on this call gives you a call afterwards. And whatever those questions might be, you can ask them and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. Okay, then there's that C person who says, I see what you guys are talking about, but this money thing is just not for me. And if you're the C person, I'm just gonna have to say, we're gonna see you later. But if you're the A or the B person, get in touch with the person who invited you on this webinar. Let's see if we can move forward from this point, and we'll see you on the other side in our Telegram. Guys, it's been a pleasure speaking with you tonight and bringing you the information. You have a great night. I look forward to seeing you all at the top. Good night.